Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is March 1st, 2022. So, early in the week, I put out a video on who I have winning the Eastern Conference, and we spoke about how the Chicago Bulls have the best narrative right now. Um, Someone left a comment in my Instagram page at Simple Truth Television on Instagram, and they let me know about the death of DeMar DeRozan's father, who passed away from kidney failure back in 2021. So, if you guys are not following me on Instagram, please do, because there's a lot of things that I post on there that I'm not able to post on YouTube because of the copyright rules on YouTube. So yesterday I was doing a live stream and somebody left a comment and let me know about DeMar DeRozan's father, who passed away at the age of 70 from a kidney issue that he was suffering from. And I looked into it, and it looks like his death is probably synced up. Well, not probably. I think it definitely synced up with the upcoming NBA Finals, and we're gonna talk about that. And also, there's a lot of other things I want to discuss because I think we probably got the two teams that are gonna be in the NBA Finals. So I'm gonna give you guys this for free, like I will do every year. The championship games are always for free. I only charge for the daily picks on Patreon, but championship games, I want to put it out for free on YouTube because that brings in a lot of people. A lot of people love to know who's going to win the championship, and a lot of you should know that the championship is just like a regular season game. It's the same thing, but for some reason, people could care more about the Super Bowl and not the preseason games. And even though both are scripted and both give you the same amount of money if you go to the casino and bet on them. So betting on the Super Bowl and betting on the preseason game, it's pretty much the same thing. But more people pay attention when the Super Bowl comes around than if I was to make a live stream about a preseason game. And that's just part of the programming. But whatever, this work that I'm doing, it's to expose how rigged these leagues are, and also to bring light to what it takes to become a basketball champion. Back in 1993, Michael Jordan lost his father. And guess what? On Father's Day, Michael Jordan wins the championship. Coincidentally, this year, Game 7 of the NBA Finals falls on June 19th, which is Father's Day, the 170th day of the year. So, let's just get right to it. So this is the headline that I started reading when the person let me know yesterday about this man's dad dying at the age of 70. It says here that the Bulls' DeMar DeRozan carries memory of his father with him. On his left arm, DeMar DeRozan has a tattoo of his father's, I guess, his date of birth and the date of death. And let me just zoom in so you guys can see that. So you see right here, it says, "Rest in peace, Big Dog." Big Dog was his father's nickname. And it says here that his father was born on October 3rd, 1950. And he died on February 18th, 2021. And his date of death stands out right away because, again, we talk about 218 almost weekly here. In Gematria, death equals 218. That is a big number for a lot of other reasons as well. I think Roman Catholic Church has that gematria of 218, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this number comes up all the time, and it's always around suspicious deaths. So his father died on 218 makes a lot of sense because this seems to be a sacrifice for this man's career. DeMar DeRozan, that is. And his nickname, Big Dog, stands out as well. We'll talk about that in light of him dying on 218, and then his news coming out on the next day, the 50th day of the year. And this year's NBA Finals is on the 50th day of the year, on the day with 50 numerology as well. So I'm thinking this NBA Finals is going to be a big tribute to DeMar DeRozan's father. Just like how the 1994 Finals were a tribute to Michael Jordan's father. And in the last video that I did, I spoke about how this season it seems to be a tribute to Michael Jordan. But notice this, and this is what makes me think that this is definitely a sacrifice for the finals. So from the day that DeMar DeRozan's father passed away on February 18th to June 2nd, which is the start of the NBA Finals, he died 67 weeks prior. And that's another number that we talk about probably daily. Blood sacrifice and human sacrifice both have those values of 67 in gematria. His dad passed away 67 weeks before the NBA Finals. And DeMar DeRozan, he was born on August 7th. His dad died 170 days before his birthday that year. Sacrifice is 170. Father's Day this year is on the 170th day of the year. So imagine if the Bulls go to Game 7 in the NBA Finals, and then let's say the Bulls win that day. Imagine DeMar DeRozan becoming a championship on Father's Day on the 170th day of the year to honor his dad, who died 170 days before his birthday. How perfect would that be? And that's exactly what happened with Michael Jordan. If I'm not mistaken, because this was a long time ago. I will have to double check if you guys want me to be accurate. Actually, I am going to double check. I think Michael Jordan won the championship on Father's Day right after his father died. I'm probably mistaken about that, but I'm going to double check right now. 1994 NBA Finals. Because his dad died in 1993, just right before his birthday. I think it was 9 days before his birthday. So, no, it wasn't. Because, let me see. Okay, yeah. So, this is the thing. When the Bulls won the championship, Michael Jordan's father was still alive. I just want to make sure because this is going to make a lot of sense to me right now. Let me see. So 6/19 is Father's Day. I think every year. I don't think I think it's every year. Let me see something. Hold on. So Father's Day, 1993. So it was June 20th actually. So he won the championship a day before Father's Day. I don't know because over here it says, oh yeah, so June 19th is this year. So Father's Day that year was June 20th. So he won the championship a day before Father's Day. And let me see. His father ended up dying in August. He died in July. So he died July 23rd. Okay, so Michael Jordan wins the NBA Finals a day before Father's Day, and then his father dies. And let's just measure how many days that was, because so 6/19, 1993, his father ended up dying on July 23rd, on the 23rd day of the month. 34 days. We know murder is 34. I don't think. Why would they have him win the championship a day before Father's Day? You know, something is up. Something is wrong here. This is probably not right. I think this game was probably on June 20th. I gotta make sure I'll get this right. It don't make sense for him to win a championship on June 19th. Yeah, it looks like it was June 20th. So, oh, you see, this is. I knew it. It didn't make sense for him to win the NBA Finals on June 19th. Because why wouldn't he win the finals on Father's Day if his father was gonna die? So that's wrong. See, this is how they throw us off, man. This is why it's good to just double check stuff. So the Bulls did win the championship on Father's Day on June 20th, 1993. And then 33 days later, his father dies after he won the championship on Father's Day. You see that? Sick. And now, fast forward, DeMar DeRozan can win the NBA Finals on Father's Day on the 170th day of the year. His father died 170 days before his birthday. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense. So, so I was right about that. Michael Jordan won the NBA Finals on Father's Day, and then his father died 33 days later. Okay? Again, DeMar DeRozan's father died 67 weeks prior to the NBA Finals. And remember, Sacrifice is 62. The Finals is going to be played on 6/2 this year. Reminds me of what they did on February 26th with the rapper Snooty Wild. That was the 62nd game. He died on the 62nd game of the Memphis Grizzlies season. And that game, Ja Morant scored 46 points. Sacrifice is 46 and 62. And he does that the same day that Snooty Wild passes away. And you know what's interesting about Snooty Wild? He died 56 days before his birthday after being shot on the 56th day of the year. And this year is the Chicago Bulls' 56th NBA season. And their current head coach is Billy Donovan. Notice the gematria of Billy Donovan and Snooty Wild. It's nearly perfect in gematria. And again, they both have that 62 in there, like how the final starts on 6/2. But going back to the Sacrifice with Snooty Wild, Sacrifice is 46 and 62. The day that he died, guess who the Memphis Grizzlies were playing? They were playing the Chicago Bulls. And again, that was the 62nd game of the season for the Memphis Grizzlies. And Ja Morant scored 46 points on his 201st day of his age. And D. Jesuit order is 201. We see that number all the time. And something I spoke about in my other video was how Billy Donovan and Phil Jackson also have a connection through the numbers. Phil Jackson is 179 and 62, just like Billy Donovan. See it up here? 179 and 62, same ciphers. And the last coach to take the team to the finals, the Bulls that is, was Phil Jackson 23 years ago. That number that Michael Jordan used to wear. And but one of the big clues that made me think about the Bulls this year was that big tribute that they did on a day before Michael Jordan's birthday, when the Bulls became 23-8 at home. And the name Michael Jordan is 59 and 238, and he turned 59 a day after. So I was like, look at that. They doing these big Jordan tributes. We have yet to see a big Jordan tribute in the NBA Finals, and he is one of the greatest players of all time. Why wouldn't they honor this man sooner or later? And here he is, at the age of 59. I think he's gonna, if this goes as planned, if the Bulls win and they are facing, let's say, the Grizzlies or whoever, I'm not too sure who they'll face on the West. I'm just thinking about all these sacrifices with these Memphis rappers. I think they have to be synced up to basketball, because think about Snooty Wild for a second. Snooty Wild, he was born the 113th day of the year, April 23rd. Michael Jordan's 113. That's just a big number with the NBA, right? And the National Basketball Association is 113. But, Utah Jazz does have that 113. And Billy Donovan was drafted by the Utah Jazz. So this stuff is a little confusing on who's going to play in the West Coast, because there's a narrative for a lot of teams. But one of the things that stood out to me right away was, you see this guy here? This is Taylor Jenkins. He's the coach of the Memphis Grizzlies. He was born on September 12th. And let's say the Grizzlies do go to the NBA Finals. He'll be going to the Finals 263 days after his birthday. And not only is that the 56 prime number, but his full name is 263. So, it could really much be the Grizzlies, because that day that Snooty Wild passed away, the Bulls were playing the Grizzlies. And we just had two big deaths from Memphis. Young Dolph, whose name equals 56. And the NBA Finals is 198 days after Adolph Thornton's birthday, and the name Adolph Thornton equals 198. That's Young Dolph's real name. So we had the death of Young Dolph at the age of 36, and now Snooty Wild passed away at the age of 36. This will be the Bulls' 36th playoff appearance. And we also talked about how the NBA Finals starts 66 days before DeMar DeRozan's birthday, who was born on August 7th. We saw that, right? 66, that's a big number with the Chicago Bulls. Bulls are 66. Their franchise were founded in 1966. Also, they have star players like Zach LaVine, who's playing 85 days after his birthday, if they go to the finals, that is. That's another basketball number. The Chicago Bulls owner is this guy here, Jerry Reinsdorf or Reinsdorf. His name is 85. He's currently 85 years old as well. And again, basketball is 85. So, Michael Jordan's birthday this year, it fell on a day with 61 and 25 numerology. Finals is 61 and 25. Again, Michael Jordan was born on the 48th day of the year, right? The NBA Finals is 48. Yeah, but there's DeMar DeRozan's father stuff. It has me really thinking now. Like it has to be the Bulls. I mean, how perfect is this? There was a lot of other things I wanted to point out, but for some reason, my whole post deleted right before I was doing a live stream, so I had to do everything over again. But yeah, Michael Jordan's father, he died 33 days after Father's Day. But isn't it funny how over here it says June 19, 19. This is how they throw us off. This stuff is just, and this is the NBA's website, which is like, why is the NBA so inaccurate? Like, they're not giving us the right dates. That's what they always do, Why does Michael Jordan have the number 666 right next to him? What is that about? Hey, James Jordan, dead on the 23rd, 9 days before his birthday. 23 to 9th prime. Michael Jordan, water number 23, water number 9 as a player. And I think, if you guys go back to that championship and look at the Michael Jordan images, he was so devastated after winning that NBA title. I'm not mistaken, I think that was his first championship. And he did it against Charles Barkley, which is funny because Charles Barkley has that 238 gematria. Just like Michael Jordan. Wasn't this the finals where he fell on the floor crying? Man, I wish I was older back then. I would have remembered this a little clearer. Let me see, what championship was this? This was his second ring. Oh, his third. This is his first three-peat. So 93 was his first three-peat. So here it is. This is there. Throwing up the 666 fingers, That's not what he's doing. He's throwing up the number 3 because he won 3 championships. So many sheep in the world, man. It's unbelievable. Oh, man. I had so many other things that I'm forgetting right now because there's a lot of other things I wanted to talk about. But that was the biggest thing I wanted to bring up was Frank Thomas. And also, let's take a look at the day numerology for the NBA Finals because it starts on the day with 50 numerology, and this is something I want to definitely talk about because the name Frank is 50. He was born in 1950. The news of his death was reported on February 19th, the 50th day of the year. So that might be the reason, they started the day numerology, the finals on the 50-day numerology. Don't be fooled and think that is because Utah is 50. This 50 can mean other things. It can mean, it could be a tribute to Frank. Frank is 50. Right? That's DeMar DeRozan's father, Frank DeRozan. His name also has that 61 like finals. And what was this? There was so many other things I wanted to talk about, man. I'm just forgetting right now. Oh yeah, so his nickname was Big Dog. Notice Big Dog is 118. The word death is 118. The 2 star players for the Chicago Bulls is DeRozan and Zach LaVine, number 11 and number 8. DeMar DeRozan, he signed with the Bulls on August 11th. on 11/8. This is a fact. Look, I had all this stuff documented on my blog, but it got deleted. So I'm sorry I have to be researching this stuff while I'm on live. DeMar DeRozan's sign and trade with the Bulls. This took place on August 11th. See right here, August 11th on 11/8. Number 11 joined number 8 that day, and we just saw how Big Dog is 118. And notice he signed a 3-year, $85 million contract. Basketball is 85. We just saw how the owner of the Bulls is 85 years old. His name equals 85. The NBA Finals is 85 days after Zach LaVine's birthday. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the name Frank is 85, right? Yeah, the name Frank is 85, you guys. He signed an $85 million contract with the Chicago Bulls that day. And right now, let me show you guys something. This will be the ultimate rockery if they have the 2 seed on the West play the 3. Oh, actually, the 2 seed in the East play the 3 seed in the West. 2-3, like Michael Jordan's number. That'll be the ultimate mockery. People still won't wake up. So right now, the Bulls are the 2nd seed in the East. I think they're gonna stay there. They're going to have the Miami Heat win the Eastern Conference. Well, standings, that is. I think the Bulls are going to win the Eastern Conference Finals, but we'll see. We shall see. And on the West, the Memphis Grizzlies right now are the 3 seed. So if this is a Jordan tribute, I do expect the 2 seed to play the 3 seed. And it looks like right now, I don't see how Memphis can catch Phoenix. They're 7 games behind, and it's gonna be a battle between them and Golden State, and I don't think they'll fall to 4. They have a comfortable lead over the Utah Jazz over almost 4 games. So hopefully they stay on that 3 seed, and then you'll have the 2 seed versus the 3 seed. 2-3. This is a lot of information for free, don't you guys think? People are still so ungrateful, you know? People don't even hit the like button on my videos. All this work that I'm giving you guys for free, all this juice. You know what's the odds right now if you put a bet in for the Bulls to win the Eastern Conference? You know what's the odds of that? They're plus 1,600. You know what's the odds of the Memphis Grizzlies going to the NBA Finals? It's almost the same thing. So what happens if you parlay those 2 picks? You're looking at a plus 30,000 odds. So let's say that the Bulls do end up playing the Grizzlies. You could easily turn $200 into like $50,000. Easily. Yeah, so rest in peace, Big Dog. Man, I'm just... And you know, this is really like... The Memphis Grizzlies head coach playing 263 days after his birthday and named 263 to 56 prime. Shows you who's behind all this stuff, you know. Also, look. See, this is what I'm saying. Okay, so let's say the Bulls, and you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, Frank is 50. Let's say the Bulls start the playoffs 5-0, right? Because whoever's in the bottom, the Bulls are really dominant this year, right? We just saw them win all those home games in a row. So let's say they sweep the first round, and then they win game 1 of the second round. So now they're 5-0 in the postseason. What would Billy Donovan's playoff record be if he goes 5-0? He'll be 23-23 in the postseason for his career. The Michael Jordan numbers. So isn't that perfect? And then that 50 would pay tribute to Frank, whose name equals 50, born in the year 50, final starts on a 50 day numerology. So are we going to see a 7-game series between the Bulls and the Grizzlies? That is the question. And today is March 1st. And it's funny because this is the same time last year that I put out my NBA pick. I remember March 1st. That was the day I did the interview with Dan Barrett. The same day that I think the same day that the guy that and what's this guy name? The guy does the Celtics. Whatever, man. That's irrelevant right now. But the guy that the Celtics had a logo on their jersey, and the same day that he died was the same day that I was giving out my pick. I had no idea he was gonna die that day, but I can't remember his name right now, but whatever. But DeMar DeRozan signs an $85 million contract with the Bulls. The same year that his father dies. And did he do it on August 3rd? Really? On 8/3? Like murder is 83? Hold on. You see, this is what I mean, man. This stuff is all undeniable. Like, there's a guy on my Instagram page. He talks about he played basketball, that there's no way to rig in the games. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Are you not listening? And he follows me, too. And she just was like, what the... Why are you following me if you don't believe in the things that I'm teaching? Yeah, so it looks like this took place on August 3rd. Another, the death number, right? Murder. Death is 38, which is also how the date is written. Sacrifice. Father. And just take a look. What is the gematria of father? I think Father's Day. Father's Day is definitely relevant to death, 163, 44. Yeah, I'm gonna look in the chat, see if you guys want to call in and add on to this research. I feel like I'm forgetting one more thing, so let me just give me some time, you guys. I want to remember everything because I don't want to keep making more videos. I want this to be the last video that I make on the NBA Finals. So we spoke about the Bulls being in the 56 season, right? Big Jesuit number. And the NBA Finals starts on the day leaving 212 days in a year. Bulls is 212. We spoke about how Jordan is 62 and 26. The final starts on 6-2 or 2-6. Yep. Billy Donovan is going to be 57 years old when the NBA Finals starts. NBA Finals is 57. And now that I think about it, see, this is what I was forgetting. Going back to Snooty Wild, whose name has the same gematria as Billy Donovan. Snooty Wild died on the 57th day of the year. NBA Finals is 57. And that was 56 days before his birthday. Society of Jesus is 56. The Bulls in their 56 season. But ask yourself, why does Billy Donovan and Snooty Wild have this numerical connection? Why? And why did he die the day that the Bulls were playing the Memphis Grizzlies? And if you go to my Instagram page, which I am encouraging you guys to do, he is wearing this Chicago Bulls outfit. So this is a picture from his Instagram page. He has an entire Chicago Bulls outfit on. And notice what it says on his pants. 6-time NBA champions. Chicago Bulls. Are they going to win the championship on their 56th season? On Father's Day. And just like how Jordan did back in 1993. So 619. And that's also a day with 67 numerology to go along with that 67 weeks after Frank Thomas's death. And now what? Wait a minute. It's always more, man. Look at that. Frank Thomas died. Oh man. He died on the day with 61 and 25 numerology, like finals. Man, I'm gonna be really surprised if the Bulls don't go. Because this is a lot of suspicious connections here. You see how it says that Frank DeRozan died on February 19th? That's actually wrong. I mean, it's possible that's right, but I mean, I'm going by with what DeMar DeRozan has tattooed on his arm. I don't know. I don't think DeMar DeRozan is going to tattoo the date 2/18 if his father died on the 19th. And it makes more sense for it to be 2/18 because that's exactly 67 weeks to the finals. So I don't know why that website is saying 2/19. So when you guys are doing the research, be very careful because a lot of times these dates be off. This is the right date for Father's Day in 1993. Right? So this is wrong that they won the finals on June 19th. I see this. You gotta be careful when you're researching stuff, especially if you're gonna invest money on it. You want to make sure that all the details that you are gathering are 100% accurate. Because if it's not accurate, you're gonna get wrong numbers. Wrong numbers lead to wrong picks. You don't want that. But yeah, I think his father did die on 2/18 because that's what his tattoo reads. And again, death is 2/18. So yeah, I think I'm ready to talk to you guys. So somebody said Lakers and Bulls. I don't think so. Um, I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, and also look, check this out. Whenever I give out a pick, I also put up my own money because I believe in my work. So if I'm giving you guys a pick, it's because I'm also winning on it or losing on it. So a lot of people say, "Yo, you gave me the wrong pick, man." Yeah, but if I gave you a pick, I also lost money. If I gave you a pick, I also won money because I bet on my picks. And now that sports, this is now because sports betting was never legal in New York City. But now that it is, I'm betting on my own picks. So take a look at this, so you guys can see that I'm not just a talker. I'm also a doer. So 1 second, I'll take the call right now. Hopefully I can do it. I'll do this fast. So I did two parlays. I put $200 on the Bulls to win the Eastern Conference and the Memphis Grizzlies to win the Western Conference, and my 200 turns into $47,000. 47,000, almost 48,000. If the Bulls just win the Eastern Conference, my 100 turns into 1,700. But so my 200 could be 48,000 if both of these teams go to the finals. Let me call this person back. What's going on?
Yeah, I was just calling because with all those 85s you were mentioning, you know the Rams won in their 85th season this season,
Oh yes,
and then
that
you
was a big
showed the
number with the Rams.
263. You showed the 263 with the Grizzlies coach, and obviously with that being a 56 prime, and the Rams won Super Bowl 56 in their 85th season. And then when you look at basketball, it has the 85 and the 22 in the pure ciphers, and then also National Football League had the 85 and the 22 in the pure ciphers. And obviously, I know 85 can be like a reverse 58, and I know that with when I've been doing props, they do a lot of the Pope tributes because he's in his 85th season and he has the 58 in this thing, but he's in his 85th year.
Who's in his
So that
85th year?
Pope Francis is 85 this year.
Oh yep.
So he turned the age, he's 85 already. So
Mm.
that's why the 85s are hitting. So that's why when you said the Zach Levine thing, and I forgot the other 85s you mentioned
Well, the
off the
Bulls owner,
yeah,
he's
that
85 years old, and his name is 85.
Yeah, and I forgot what the. I gotta relook.
Oh, he's
There was
actually he
something.
just turned 86. Probably when
Oh,
I
he
did the
just turned
when I
it.
did the decode, he was 85.
Well, it
Yeah,
might be because he started the season 85 is what they might do.
yeah.
Um,
But his name is definitely um
yeah.
85 though.
And then you said the Frank thing. The Frank thing was also big. So I was just letting you know that if they do that, then it makes sense because and obviously we obviously know Bulls Rams. You know that's definitely more of an animal sink right there. So if they do that, I definitely get it. So I'm definitely gonna try that, and I just wanted to let you know that that 85 thing has been hitting big in the championships that they've been doing. So it's Pope Francis.
Right. And I just noticed that his name the Bulls owner's name is 85 and 86. So he started the season being 85 years old and he'll probably win the
And
finals
remember,
being
the
86.
Last Dance is all about Jordan's beef with the Bulls ownership.
Mm.
It's all about his beef with the Bulls ownership.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Thank you for reminding me
Yeah,
the Last Dance
yeah,
documentary. I knew I was
yeah.
forgetting something.
Yeah, man, it's all about that. And so you see that
The
and all that stuff,
Last
whatever. It's
Dance.
all about his thing. And remember, if they were to make him win or whatever, they would like to do it. If the Bulls win, it is definitely to shame Jordan because he always talked about how players matter more than ownership, and it would be the perfect way to just shame him with, well, now that ownership won it without you. And it's like, while you're an owner. So you have stuff there. I think you want to. So I'm definitely liking this Bulls thing more and more, especially now with that Frank thing, and that 170, the odds of that, and then just
No,
because we know
what's the odds
LeBron.
of him dying 67 weeks before the
Well,
finals?
I've already seen LeBron do that. The 2 years ago he won on the Father Daughter Day, and then you showed the. I remember the Jordan Father's Day win thing, and I'm like, man, this is just too perfect, way too perfect. Because I remember it was even weird that DeMar DeRozan was never like this.
Yeah. No, yeah,
And
that's a
all of a
great
sudden,
point.
after the season he sacrificed his dad, all of a sudden now he's going crazy.
Now you can't miss.
Nah, man, this dude's over here breaking things that Wilt Chamberlain never did.
Yep.
So it's like, and Jordan never did. So it's like, nah, man. And I'm
He's
not
never
getting
been
fooled
this
by the
good.
fact,
He's never been
yeah,
this good.
and then I'm not getting fooled by the. I'm not getting fooled by the fact that they keep having the Bulls lose to the good teams on purpose. I'm like, you know what, this is perfect because it's the sleeper team now. Because what they've been having is the Bulls have been beating on the weak teams and they've been losing to the teams with above 500
Yeah,
record.
that's been a narrative that they can't beat the good
Exactly.
teams. So that way, when
And
they go
for
to the
me,
playoffs,
yeah,
everybody's betting
yeah,
against them.
people are gonna see. Yeah, people are gonna. That's the narrative. It's gonna be that. And I'm like, man, people don't get it because most people don't remember Jordan's career. That was the knock on him early on too.
You're right.
Is that he couldn't beat the Celtics, so he would just beat
Yeah,
up on the Cavs. One thing he couldn't be like people don't get that that's the sink that they're trying to do if they go with the Bulls. I mean, obviously, we obviously know they could go with I guess the Nets or something. They want to do that 2-1-2 New York shit, but I like this Bulls thing a lot.
yep,
I like
I
that would be
agree.
my main thing. But yeah, I just wanted to bring you up on that 85 just because they. And if you see that in other titles things or anything you look at, they're doing a lot of that because of Pope Francis. So you
How you
just
feel about Snooty Wild, the rapper that passed away recently, 56 days before his birthday? His name is the same as Billy
from
Donovan's.
that's why I said when you showed that I was like, damn, because I'm like, man. So obviously, Hubbard was having people thinking about like the Memphis Tigers for making a deep run in the NCAA, and I could see that happening. But what people have been sleeping on is that I keep forgetting, and I don't know why it hasn't been hitting me. The Memphis Grizzlies are the team that they're mainly making go crazy. Like the Memphis Grizzlies should not be the number 3 team in basketball, and they're making Ja Morant do all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, he just
It
scored like
makes
50,
sense,
52 points the other day.
because you got to think about it. All the Tennessee teams did well, even though they flamed out early. The Tennessee Titans was the number 1 team in the NFL. Like they ended the season number 1 with a number 1 seed. You have now John Morant and them going crazy over expectations. We think that the Memphis Tigers may end up making a deep run. It's like they doing all this stuff for a reason. And it just happens with Dolph. It's like, come on, man. And then the Snooty Wild thing you're showing with the 56, and it's like, man, all the 56 sips they've done this year and they've been doing all along. And then you showed the 172. It's like, man, it makes perfect sense, man.
That's why
And I don't
I'm
know
always
what.
shocked. Like when I have all these connections and then another team wins, I'm like, How is
Nah,
this possible for all the
I
stuff to
know just
line
because
up and to
I've
be
tried
wrong?
to do it too. I tried to decode it too, and I've been wrong certain times, whatever. I understand how how it feels. So that's why I said, for me, I have no problems with if it misses, it misses. But I'm like, I like what you're saying. It's not just you spitballing or whatever out of the air
Yeah.
or something like that. I'm like, dude, that's pretty strong. And again, it makes no sense to me why all of a sudden this dude's dad died and this dude is going crazy. Like someone has to explain that. And
Yeah, exactly. Why have this? Like, he's never been this good. He's
he's
just
breaking all of Jordan's records, man. Like they are intentionally making him do that. So if someone got to explain how why that would happen all of a sudden now. All of a sudden,
yep. You're
after
right.
Jordan
You're
does the
right.
last dance or something like that, whatever. And the thing, if you watch the thing, it is about him basically showing how he was basically the one that did that, like did all the responsible for the win. And he's dissing the Bulls management. Like the whole thing is about basically him dissing Bulls man. And so what would be the perfect way for him? Because you know how they shame us. It's the perfect thing. Now you're an owner and now your team wins without you. It's like, come
Mm.
on, man.
While he's 59 years old, you know that shaming
Yeah.
them
Yeah, that's what they do.
makes
Because
sense.
they even did
Also,
that into him on Daytona 500, even though his guy Bubba Wallace came in second. He loses to the white rookie
mm.
on the weekend of his 59th birthday. The weekend of his 59th birthday, he loses to a white rookie. So I'm like, you know what? That's what they keep doing.
Yep.
They just keep shaming, shaming, shaming. So it's like, yeah, of course they're gonna do that to him. Like they're gonna make him do that. So and then they even had him come to the All Star game drunk, looking like crazy or whatever, feeling up on everybody. So it's just like, man, they just it's almost like, on one hand I want to hit this, whatever, but on the other hand, it's like, do I want to get rid of these people? Because I'm getting tired of all the shaming that they're doing to our people, man. Like that shit's it's just out of control.
It is, but I don't feel too bad because a lot of these players that they're being shamed, they
Oh
know.
no, 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 no. I don't mean for like them. I'm talking about just because we know that they're also there's a parallel to how they shame us, just like
Oh,
just in
yep.
the courses on like it's not. I'm talking about bigger than just a sports
Yeah,
thing.
you're
Now
right.
I'm
I
talking
think
about
that's
like
one of the reasons they make
they do
inmates.
parallels. Yeah,
They make inmates wear orange. I
yeah,
think it's all
yeah.
that. Yeah, it's all the shaming.
Yeah, and then just the image of Poe, because again, like he's supposed to be this black billionaire and all that stuff. He shows up to the NBA 75th anniversary thing, and if you look at all the music, he shows up there drunk, feeling up on Mary J. Blige and all them booty, where we're acting like he doesn't know how to act.
Yeah, touching her booty and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and they love doing that, like making us look like that. So it's like again, I don't feel for him personally. I just know that image, and because of
Now that
how
I think
much we
about
were,
it, that's a great point. I'm happy that
yeah,
I'm happy you called in because now I'm thinking about all that stuff. You think
that's what
Jordan
they
was told
do.
to do that?
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Yeah, it makes sense
they
because
always do. They intentionally do. Like even when they do some of these rituals, and you look at them now, because obviously,
I was shocked.
originally
I
I
was
didn't
like,
understand.
Jordan doesn't really behave that way.
He doesn't,
He
but and
does.
to do it that openly or whatever, they were like, oh well,
Yeah,
I
he's
love
slapping
this
her
Jordan,
butt.
whatever he
Like,
comes.
what
Yeah,
he
because that's why people were so shy. He's like, he's usually more reserved on something. I'm like, yeah, but think about it. And not only that, you have to remember, he, if let's put this, like, let's pretend this wasn't like, stage or something. He's a married man. He did this openly in something where all the cameras in it, and he barely makes public appearances. So he knows
exactly.
all the cameras going to be on him.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
not the time you
You're
would do
right.
that.
This was staged. Absolutely,
Yeah, so
100%.
that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, man, you just see all this stuff, and it's like the weekend is 59. It's like, man, they do all that nonsense to us, man.
Yeah,
So
you're
it's
right.
like,
You're
yeah,
right.
that's the only. I don't feel for the athletes, but I feel for like the image that is doing to us and how they sync it up with how they treat us and like historically. It's all
I think
sync.
you nailed it with that Jordan stuff. I ain't gonna lie. I was fooled. I was like, look at him, Jordan, feeling on
That's why people were so shocked
That goes to show you how
because
easily they can fool us, though. 'Cause I was
easily. Because even when you look at the autobiographies and all that stuff, they always talk about how, privately he was a womanizer and all that stuff. But they always made sure to let them know that publicly he knew how to act. So it's like now all of a sudden he doesn't know how to, like the biggest NBA celebration and you don't know how to act.
and you can
Like,
see LeBron in the background looking over
yeah,
like he knows there's a ritual going on.
yeah, it's all of it. It's just all of it. And the thing too about it was the only thing that I remember worried me that originally I was thinking, oh man, it might be Bulls Lakers only because he had challenged Magic Johnson. That I don't know if you saw the video where he challenged him to a one-on-one. I'm like, okay, if they want to go play that the first finals thing, but what you showed with this was before the Snooty Wild thing and all that stuff. So I'm like, you know what, man, I like that Memphis thing more because they having Ja go crazy. So it's like they
And
it
I'm
might
also thinking
actually
about
be.
like the 2 seed versus the 3 seed. We've seen them do that before. I think.
Yeah. No, yeah, they do that. But you know what's funny? That's why I told you about the National Basketball Association and the National, well, not the basketball and the National Football League thing.
Hmm.
If Jock does catch the Warriors, whatever, and ends up 2 seed, it still makes sense because of that 85 and 22. So even if they were to do that, because remember we're in the year 22. So even if they were to make them, because I don't think they're going to be the 1 seed. So even if they were to mess it up and just go with the two, put Memphis as 2 seed, it still works because that 85 and 22 basketball, 85-22, and
You're
then
right.
also
You're right.
National Football League. So even if they were to do that, I like it. But I like the Memphis thing regardless because I didn't realize. See, the thing with me is that originally when I remember when you were doing these things, and I'm hearing about like these D-list rappers, I'm thinking, man, they're not wasting time on these big. But then I see that that's exactly what they be doing. Like some of these little ones, whatever, so that you're thinking, okay, don't matter. Like, why is Simple Truth wasting? Man, it'd be those types that they be using
Well, the thing
because
is
they
that
need
this
it.
is what they've been doing since I started doing. I saw them stink up the Raptors with
Yeah,
Drake.
yeah, I saw
They
the
they
catch
synced
up.
up the Packers with Lil Wayne.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They I don't know why they use rappers, but that's what they've been doing. I'm
It's
trying to remember what
because
else.
it's
Another
because the
example.
original. I mean, it's just because their whole thing is tied to G. Because even if you look a lot of them, a lot of the ones that they even use often have dreads. So it's just because of the original people and who the biblical people would have been. And this is what the sick joke is. It's
And you know,
always that.
rap music and sports they go hand in hand. A lot of these
Yeah,
athletes are rappers, and
it's the whole thing. Because you have to remember, and mind, I'm not a Bible believer, but if you look at the story of it or whatever, Lucifer was an angel of music.
mm,
Like that's why they always use like it's all about that. Like there was even that's even why the reason why they even used to call certain music devil music and all that. Just it's a big thing with that, and that's why they had to use this, and especially because it's the most influential genre. Like they couldn't just stick with rock. It's like nigga, hip hop's taking over. You can't just leave that alone. Wherever it like if you're trying to especially shame a certain people even harder than the other ones. Not saying that other people don't get shamed too. They definitely do, but yeah. And you look how they made sure that now hip hop and sports is now basically one and the same.
exactly. Yep.
So, yeah, I just wanted to put you on that or whatever because I like that. That 85 thing was the only thing I was missing. I was like, I need a Bulls 85. And once you did that, I'm like, all right, we got it.
And you know,
But
Zach Levine. It's 85 days after
yeah,
his
I
birthday.
saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the only one I heard, but I'm like, man, this thing is going to be about DeMar more. So I'm like, all right, man, I need another 85 besides. And then you get, I'm like, all right, we good. We good. You got the owner now. And I remember what the last dance was about. I'm good.
Mm.
All I need.
And I like how the Pope. You said the Pope synced up. He's
Yeah,
85.
85. That's why the Rams did what they did. Or besides the other stuff, whatever they had. The minute I heard that, I was like, you know what, man? I know all the Year of the Tiger stuff, but I'm like, first off, Logic Mind would not tell me that the Bengals would win. And on top of it, the Rams' 85th season and all the stuff they were doing. And I saw that World Series stuff they did with all the 102 and the St. Louis teams won. No, I'm good. I'm not fading it.
Yeah.
And it's 2-1-3. So, yeah, 2-1-3, 3-1-2. I like that shit. I like that too. That they give the 2-1-3 and the 3-1-2 the championship this year. I don't know what the meaning of all that is, but
You like you still
um,
you saying you like the Lakers? Uh,
no, 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 no. I'm saying that that they give first one to the 2-1-3 and then the next one to the
to the
3-1-2.
3-2. Oh, okay, I
Yeah,
get what you're saying.
3-1-2. Yeah.
Mm. Oh yeah, the back to back.
No.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. You feel me? Just Chicago, LA, because it's just like it makes sense to, it. And then it would be, I guess, what the Bulls' seventh one. It was like,
Yeah,
I can see
and
them
you
doing.
know, Dwayne Wade in the All Star game, he said, "I can't wait for Zach Levine to go to the finals." That's what he
But you
said.
also remember where he's from, right? Dwayne Wade is a Bulls fan. He's from Chicago.
He's from Chicago. He used to play for the Bulls as well.
Yep. So
Mm.
yeah, they might do something with him. Whatever. I could end up if it ended up being Bulls Heat in the like in the
Yeah,
Eastern
think
Conference
about
Finals, I wouldn't be
Kyle
mad.
Lowry going against DeMar DeRozan.
Yes, that's exactly what I was on the Brown. I'm glad you said, but yeah, yeah, because everyone's going to think the other teams that now, mind you, it doesn't have to happen that way, but I could see if they did it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I do think though, at least he has to beat his old teammate. I think at some point he beats the Heat. Because the Heat have owned them, and they were bringing up that the Heat have like I forgot the streak or whatever they have on the Bulls, but the Bulls haven't beaten them in a while. And I'm like, you know what, that type of stuff they always set up to just flip it in the playoffs, whatever. So
Hmm.
I think he's on. But yeah, I'm gonna let other people get in or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that stuff up to you. But thank you for the work. I just subbed back again. I'm like, dude, this dude, I think you got it this year, man.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully,
We'll see. Either way, I'm okay with it. So
it'll be a
you have a
big
good one.
payout for sure.
Oh, I saw. I saw. I'm about to put that in myself, man.
All right.
All right, man.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. So the line is open, you guys. That was a great call, by the way. Thank you for that. So yeah, he's right about Michael Jordan and that Mary J. Blige incident, man. And think about it, they had 50 Cent expose it because 50 Cent the rapper made a blog on he made a post on Instagram exposing how Jordan is a freak or something like that. You know, trying to mock the situation. 50th day of the year. You get the news that DeMar DeRozan's dad has died. The NBA Finals on a 50 daily numerology. You got 50 Cent. It's crazy. Hello? I can't hear you though. What's going on?
Uh,
Then that's
you hear
better.
me now?
Yeah, yeah. What's going on?
Man, oh, sorry about that. Oh, shit. I'm trying to I'm dropping everything. Man, there's so much stuff. I've been trying to tell people I like Memphis because what they're doing with Ja, but man, what do you think about that Jazz? Bulls Jazz.
This is the thing about Jazz. I was on the Jazz because Billy Donovan he was drafted by the Jazz, but isn't that? I don't know, man. It could be the Jazz. Utah is 50, and
The
I
Jazz,
couldn't see anything that syncs up with the star players with the finals.
but you got to remember the Jazz was the first team to catch the vid. That was the first team, and you have to remember Jordan caught the flu in Utah.
You're right.
That's what the
Coronavirus.
last That's what the last dance was all about. He caught the flu in Utah, and the Utah was the first team to catch coronavirus. And Jerry Sloan, who was drafted by Chicago, well, he was drafted by the Bullets, who originally started. They played originally in Chicago. They were the Chicago Zephyrs before they moved to DC. Before they became the Bullets, and they called Jerry Sloan the original Mr. Bull. Before Jordan, he was the original Bull. He was Jordan's before Jordan's last game as a Bull. But then Jordan went and played for the Bullets to finish his career, which is now the Wizards. So Jordan had the same trajectory as Jerry Sloan, except Jerry Sloan was opposite. Jerry Sloan started with the Bullets and ended with the Bulls, and Jordan started with the Bulls and ended with the Bullets.
You know the Utah Jazz are in their 48th season, and the NBA Finals is 48. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It just I don't see anything like usually when a team looks really good, they'll have a lot of the star players sync up with the finals date. They have the head coaches synced up, and I look through the entire roster, and I don't see anything that really stands out with their names and stuff. But the narrative is there because Billy Donovan was drafted by the Utah Jazz, and that is the team that they always sync up with Jordan because of the 113.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
okay, so where do you put all these Snooty Wild Death and the Young Dolph Death? Like
Yeah, you got to remember there's some huge connection between Memphis and Chicago, and you got to remember I commented on one of your videos that Derrick Rose is originally from Chicago and went to college in Memphis, and he's a Memphis Tiger.
wow,
He's in New York right now. He's 33 years old. D Rose is like Chicago's son, but you have to also remember D Wade is from Chicago, and now he's the owner of the Jazz. So they're doing something with the Jazz too, because and D Wade's son is playing for the Jazz G League team. So with Snooty Wild, he's another Memphis rapper. Um, I don't know why he's Yo Gotti's artist. He died 22 days after Yo Gotti's latest album.
that's
Yo
the
Gotti,
basketball number.
that's a basketball number. 22 is the basketball number. So, um, you know, obviously he's a basketball ritual. He's a basketball sacrifice. You saw that.
Clearly,
You saw the picture he put with the Bulls uniform, the Bulls suit on. That was 33 days before he died when he uploaded that. That was on January 24th. So, you know, who knows? With that.
And his name connects with Billy Donovan.
Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy. I would have never thought about that. And then, so there's something going on with Chicago and Memphis. Young Dolph is from Chicago, moved to Memphis.
Oh my God! Thank you. I mean, yeah, I remember that. He is.
Yeah. He's born in Chicago.
Born in Chicago, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And then,
he died in Memphis. Oh my God.
Yes, man. When he died, Derrick Rose was exactly 33 years old and 33 years and 44 days old when Young Dolph died. So Young Dolph and D Rose were connected. When I'm starting to think, this is weird. I get scared to I know this stuff. I'm pretty like, I get scared talking about this stuff on phones and stuff like that because but I just gotta say this.
No, don't be scared, man. Don't be scared.
There's some they choose these people.
King of Memphis 62.
They're like linked to specific athletes and teams. Like they choose them. Like it's almost like, okay, I'll give you another example. You got to remember when Zach LaVine and this is crazy. Okay. Zach LaVine was drafted. I can't remember the year, but he was the 13th pick in the draft, right? Lonzo Ball was drafted, and he was the second pick, 213. They both came from UCLA, 213, right? Lonzo Ball gets traded to New Orleans, and Zach LaVine comes from the Lakers' old stomping grounds, which is Minnesota, right? They both go to Chicago by the way of LA, right? Because Lonzo's from LA. Zach LaVine's from Washington, but you got to remember, Louisiana is LA too. And the Utah Jazz are originally from LA or Louisiana. So you have them, they both, the second pick, the 13th pick, they come from the 213. They go to the 312, which is Chicago, right? Then also, that same week, a couple people died that was very significant that I knew immediately it was a Chicago sacrifice. One, Gonzo, the rapper from LA that went to Washington and died. Think about that. He came from LA, where Lonzo Ball's from. He went to Washington, where Zach LaVine's from, and he died. His name is Gonzo. And then right the day after Lonzo Ball gets traded, he's Gonzo. And I remember on Undisputed, there was a graphic on the bottom that said Gonzo when Lonzo got traded. I said, what the hell? Right after the Gonzo rapper died. Then that same week, ZZ Top dies in his sleep. Think about it. ZZ Top dies in his sleep. ZZ Top. He dies in his sleep, and then Zoe and Zach LaVine team up. That same week, ZZ, and then DeMar DeRozan comes right on the 11th, right after that. And then Debo from Friday dies, and DeMar DeRozan's nickname is Debo. And then you have to remember.
And then Debo just won the Super Bowl?
Debo won the Super Bowl. But Debo's wrestling name was Z or Big Zeus or something like that. So you have the three Z's. It's all in the same. It was so crazy. I was like, okay, they're doing something huge with these Bulls, bro. And then, okay, I just lost my train of thought. Then NBA YoungBoy, who was originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the same place that the Utah Jazz is from. They originally played in the Superdome too, I believe. They go to Utah. Now, in this season, NBA YoungBoy is on house arrest in Utah. He's on house arrest in Utah. NBA YoungBoy, and he's beefing with Chicago's O Block right now.
That's a good connection.
And then on top of that, I remember there was another thing I saw. Lil Wayne, they released like some premium niche jersey with Lil Wayne wearing like a Utah Jazz jersey, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, they really want you to know that the Jazz are from Louisiana because LA. It's like Louisiana's abbreviation is LA. So that's why I'm like was so stuck on the Jazz at first, but then it's so crazy what they're doing with Ja because Ja was born on the 222nd day of the year, and I'm like, okay, So they're going crazy with Ja. And then you got to remember the name Ja means God. And then he was drafted in the same draft as Zion, which is the land of the chosen people. So you have Ja and Zion in the same draft, which is like was super. I don't know how anybody didn't find that really weird that you have all this, ritual like religious undertones in that draft. But with Ja Morant, it's
Yeah, that's
it's
that's
it's
that's the player that I think is gonna really be like he's gonna be the favorite in the finals, and that's when they're gonna have the Bulls beat him.
yeah, and I think a lot of people missed last night the greatest like subliminal ritual that took place was DeAndre Jordan's turnover, which was the biggest like black shaming ritual that day. Well, LeBron James got booed for the first time yesterday. That's a big black shaming ritual on the last day of Black History Month. But DeAndre Jordan, who has the same exact geometry in all four ciphers as Michael Jordan, turns the ball over on the 59th point. Um, 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 like 2 months and 22 days before his birthday or something like that. And uh, there's something else with that too. He's 33 years old, and then basically his gematria is like 5976. You know that those black numbers on the 59th day of the year. They were down by 28 points. It was February 28th. Like, and I was like, okay, so DeAndre Jordan, that was for like based on his gematria, it had something to do with Michael Jordan. And when he turned the ball over, it was so bad. Like LeBron like has like these like really dramatic reactions when his teammates are like doing something terrible.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even react. It's almost like he knew like he was supposed to do it. Like I can't really explain it. It was just like I don't know, man. I like sometimes it's like I'm just starting to think like it's just like it has to be like some kind of magic. It can't be like it can't be organic. It's too like when you watch these plays take place, it's like it's something more significant than just like good basketball acting. It has to be some kind of like forces, bro. Like I don't know if they're like harnessing people's energy or there's some kind of magician, some type of people doing some kind of sorcery, bro. I don't know. But when I saw that, how it lined up with DeAndre Jordan, and then like right afterwards they like wave him, they replace him with DJ Augustine, the dude from Louisiana. I'm like, okay, they really want us to know something's going on with Louisiana. And then think about that game last night. When Ja Morant scored 52 points, he was running down the tunnel and he was doing the gritty dance. That's a dance from Louisiana. That started in Louisiana.
Mm.
So like, they want everyone to focus on Ja, but I don't think it's Ja. I think they want everyone they're giving all their energy for Ja. No one's paying attention to the Jazz. Kawhi's not there in LA. The Lakers suck. Everyone's thinking Phoenix is going to go back, but no one's paying attention to Utah. Nobody. And remember, Donovan Mitchell's from New York. Michael Jordan's from New York. Michael Jordan's from New York.
Yeah, I just don't think that they killed Young Dolphin just simply wild for no reason, man. So
yeah, but
I do like the Utah because that is a team that they always think of with Jordan, but I like the Memphis Grizzlies, man. And what I just noticed right now, Ja Morant's full name, Demetrius Jamel Ja Morant, is 263. Like how the coach is playing 263 days after his birthday, and the coach's name is also 263.
I mean, it's you can't deny what they're doing with the Memphis Grizzlies. To ignore the fact that what's going on with Memphis Grizzlies, but I just seen them do that too many times with like they're building up all this energy for one team and then they reveal.
No, not really, because remember last year the Phoenix Suns were that team and they made it to the finals.
But I remember last year though, like there was like a whole bunch of riddles. There was a whole bunch of riddles for like LA and like a lot of people were like really they were doing like a whole bunch of stuff. Like remember when DMX got buried in he had his ceremony in the Barclays Center, like they had all that energy going like there's no way they're gonna lose, and then all of a sudden like James Harden goes down, Kyrie goes down, and like they're just out. And then they reveal the Bucks riddle at the end. Like the Phoenix was I think everyone was on Phoenix pretty early, but like the Bucks, like they just kind of like, and then no one saw the Hawks coming. Like I just felt like they were like they kind of like they show you this a bit of the story.
Yeah, but nobody.
like,
I don't think nobody sees the Bulls coming. Even because we see it because we awake.
Really?
But no,
Really?
nah. I mean, Vegas wouldn't have them so high. Their odds is real. All right, so you're saying that looking at it from a fan standpoint, are they better than the Brooklyn Nets if the Brooklyn Nets were all healthy?
No,
Milwaukee Bucks,
no.
Miami Heat.
That's close. That's close. But I would say no.
The Heat are the best team in the East right now. They just beat them. They just beat them by like 30 points the other day.
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
No.
They're not better than Philadelphia.
No. I would say no. Just based on experience. No.
James Harden and Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I'm saying no. Then I'm saying no. They're not better than Philadelphia. I'm saying Philadelphia's better than them.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm agreeing with you.
So that's 4 teams that are better than the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
And if you want to if you want to talk about the Cavs and Celtics, they're not that far away.
I would agree with you that people would think that they're a good team, but they wouldn't have them in the finals. I would agree with that. That they don't take them seriously as contenders. I would agree with that.
Yeah. So, and what about the West? The Phoenix Suns are better than the Memphis.
Yes.
Golden State.
Yeah.
I think that's it. So, I mean, the Lakers. You got to put the Lakers in there. Everybody always fears the Lakers because just LeBron.
Because just off the strength of LeBron.
Yeah.
But I don't see LeBron doing anything this year.
No. I don't either. But I'm just saying all those teams are above Memphis Grizzlies.
But what about and the only thing I can think, and what do you think about on that trade deadline day? All the Australian players were moved that day.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that.
Like Joe Ingles from the Utah Jazz, he's Australian. He moved. Then the Brooklyn Nets had got 2 Australian players. They got Ben Simmons and they got they had Patty Mills before him, but and they have Brooklyn Nets has 3 Australian players on the team. Kyrie Irving's Australian, Patty Mills is Australian, and now Ben Simmons is Australian.
No, yeah, that's a good point. Something up with that. I ain't looking into it, but
so
usually when they do stuff like that, it does mean something.
Yeah. There's like a whole bunch of Australian players on the move by the trade deadline. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I just thought that was weird.
And look at this. Young Dolph's nickname was Paper Route Frank, like how DeMar DeRozan's father's name is Frank.
What? See,
I'm telling you that there's too much Memphis and Chicago stuff going on right now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Memphis and Chicago is locked in, but I'm saying like they could have killed Dolph for.
And King of Memphis has the same gematria as Snooty Wild and Billy Donovan.
You said who?
King of Memphis.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some Martin Luther King undertones with that too. 100%.
Exactly. That's another good point.
That's 100%. There's definitely some Martin Luther King undertones with that. And
I think MLK isn't MLK 56. Well, it's actually 36, like how they died at 36.
Mm-hmm.
Both Snooty Wild and Young Dolph.
And MLK died on 4/4, I believe.
And they both died. Snooty Wild died 44 weeks after his birthday, and Young Dolph died on a day living 44 days in a year.
Mm-hmm. And I think Memphis is like 38 in the Pierce cipher, which is that death number. But
83 as well.
See, I would have thought that when Dolph died, granted, a lot of NBA riddles in there too, but I thought it was mostly a Memphis Tigers thing because you got to think about it now. Remember when Memphis Tigers, you're a Tiger, and they signed the top player in the country.
Oh! You know what else? This is what I was talking. This is what I forgot to also mention. From Snooty Wild's death to the NBA Finals, 97 days. And what is Memphis Grizzlies in the most pure cipher?
I'm not sure what Memphis. What is that?
97.
90. Oh, okay. And it's 20 years after they left Vancouver, and there goes another 2.
And Memphis Grizzlies also 218, like how DeMar DeRozan's father died on 218.
See, I didn't know that DeMar DeRozan's father even died. I didn't even know that. That's something I learned tonight. I didn't know his father. See, that would have made more sense to me because when he started cooking like that this year, I would have never See, these people in the comments, y'all got to keep it real with yourselves, bro. That's the problem why people won't wake up, because you're not saying DeMar DeRozan always been like that. He has not always been like this. Bro.
Never, man. I don't know. These people, I don't know what's wrong with them, man. How you go from averaging like what is he averaging right now? 30 something points?
Like 20, I think he's averaging 28. I think.
All right. Matter of fact, we could just look it up. We could look up his stats, his career stats.
He's hit like 4 game winners this year.
Yes, he's looking Jordan-esque.
Yeah, he's hitting shots over 2-3 people. I'm talking about every possession, bro.
Okay, look, just to debunk all the doubters. Look, he got drafted in 2009. He averaged 8.6. The highest average he had was in 2016 when he averaged 27. This year he's averaging 28.2. Before that, he was averaging 21, 22, 21, 23. Yeah. He's never been above that 20.
He's always been a 20. He's always been a 20-point scorer.
A 20-point averager, yes. Yeah. He only averaged 27 one time in his whole career. He's been in the league. What? Let me see. It was a 5, 10. This is his 13th season.
And it's not like he's doing it where like he's like obviously the number one option. He's doing it alongside Zach LaVine, who's going crazy too. Like in Toronto, it was obvious he was the guy. Like he's coming to like a new city, a new system, and he's older. It's not like he's doing this at 25. This is his
13th season. This is not. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's not doing this at 25. Like he's reaching his peak. Like John Morant, it's believable, right? Like he's in his 3rd season. Like his career is going on the up and up. This dude, DeMar DeRozan, was mundane for like 3 or 4 years, and then all of a sudden he goes to Chicago and he's like Jordan. Like, come on, guys. Like this dude is hitting corner threes over 2-3 people, bro. DeMar DeRozan was never like that. Never. Never been.
And he's hitting 3-pointers now.
Yeah, he's hitting threes.
He's never been a 3-point shooter.
Like, come on, guys. If you guys are saying like, oh, you guys just aren't paying attention, bro. Come on, man. You guys aren't paying attention. Like, we got to keep it. We got to keep it real, man. When we say silly shit like that, that's why people don't listen to stuff. Because come on, man. Like, we got to keep it real. DeMar DeRozan, that's not his body. He's not like that, bro. He's never been like that.
No.
Never been like that. And I'm glad you brought up that point about the Kyle Lowry Heat thing, because that made, I was paying, the NBA is good at this. They'll distract you with another storyline that's similar, and you'll miss the subliminal one. Meaning, like, we were focused on the Kyrie Irving KD storyline so much, and how Kyrie used to be LeBron's teammate and Russell Westbrook used to be KD's teammate, that we completely forgot that Kyle Lowry and
DeRozan were teammates. Yep.
That's a subliminal storyline right there that we're missing, because we're so focused on. It's like a magic trick, the illusion. They got you focused on this hand, but the trick's happening on the other hand. And just a word before I let you go, for the people that want to pay attention to the NBA, and the peer site for the National Basketball Association is 113. Whenever you see that 13th pick, you got to keep an eye on that guy. The 13th pick.
Zach LaVine.
Zach LaVine. But this year, it's you got to remember Tyler Hero was the 13th pick, and he's going crazy.
Yep.
He's going crazy.
That's why Kobe won all those championships.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Kobe was the 13th pick of the 1996 draft, which 13th is the 6th prime. So in the year of the 666 year, Kobe was a 6th pick technically. But so because he was the 13th pick and 13th the 6th prime. So anytime you get that round 1 pick 13, that 113,
he's gonna be a special player.
Yeah, they got a big plans for that guy, and that's what I was arguing with my friends. They were like, "Oh man, RJ Barrett's gonna be better than Tyler Hero." So you're crazy. Tyler Hero's the 13th pick. They're like, what are you talking about, man? Devin Booker was the 13th pick. Zach LaVine was the 13th pick. Tyler Hero. When you're the 13th pick, they don't miss with the 13th pick. They don't miss that pick.
Yeah, that's a big basketball number.
That's a big basketball number. So Tyler Hero, they got huge plans for that kid. They got huge plans, and he's like the top bench scorer, like this season with 25 off the bench. He's going crazy. So somebody also brought up Donovan Mitchell is also. Oh, was he? See? You see what I'm saying? When you got the 13th pick, man, he was the 13th pick, and he plays for Utah Jazz. So. That's what I'm saying. There's no way. And you got to remember, they did a whole bunch of Superdome rituals last year with Kanye West and the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and him staying in the stadium like the Katrina victims and shit. Last thing, For all the people out there that's paying attention, that's into music and you like Kanye West and all that shit, man. Look, you know his character. Granted, these all people are characters on the world stage, right? You know, I like his character's enjoyable sometimes, but they're doing some wicked shit with these people, man. So you got people like bumping those albums, Donda and all that shit like that, bro. There's a lot of wicked. I don't know what they're doing with these people, but Kanye West going meeting with the Haitian president, the dude gets assassinated. I don't want to go too deep in that because that's even more freaky. It freaks me out. I don't want to talk about that on phone lines, but just be careful, man, with like who you are cheering on this world stage, man, because all of these people,
They do a lot of nasty things.
Yeah, they're doing some wicked shit. So, but I agree with everything you're saying. Everyone should keep an eye out on Memphis.
And I think Utah too. Now that I think about it, because now that I'm realizing that Donovan Mitchell's name is 76, like Michael Jordan. His name is also 238, like Michael Jordan. And this is the 76 NBA season.
Yep. And the fact that D Wade, who's former Heat, who's now part owner of that, and think about this, bro. Think about the arena. I can't remember what the name of it is, but the arena for the Utah Jazz is like a security home system. Like it basically is the company that like locks down your houses. It's like security for your homes.
Mm-hmm.
And NBA YoungBoy's on house arrest there.
Yeah, that is. I mean, Utah. It'll probably be those two teams competing for the West, man. It's just, I'm having a hard time figuring out who it's gonna be because there's a narrative for both teams on the West.
Huge narrative, and sometimes I think they do create these narratives for both teams so they can have multiple narratives that work, and maybe sometimes like they do leave it up to some kind of like chance or wait till the gambling numbers come in. Yeah, Vivint, that's what I call it. Vivint Smart Home Arena. Yeah, it's like a security home system, and NBA YoungBoy from Baton Rouge is there. Come on, dog. Come on. That's crazy.
NBA YoungBoy, yep.
And he's like, come on, like his name is NBA. It's in his name. Like he's synced up with this. He's synced up with that 100%. Like, come on.
I mean, but what are the odds Young Dolph born in Chicago, man? Oh shit, that shit blew my mind when you reminded me about that.
Yeah, like that's the biggest hint right there. Because I remember when Yo Gotti and Dolph were beefing, people were trying to talk shit about Dolph, saying like you're not even really from Memphis. That's the thing they were saying. Like
either team that wins in the finals is paying tribute to Young Dolph.
The team that's winning, I mean, Utah can go to the finals and lose. They can still lose to the Bulls,
like they always do, right?
Yeah, they can go back and lose again. It's not like they got to go and win. Like I don't know who's gonna win. I don't really get to it.
Well, I'm saying if it is Memphis and Chicago, whoever wins is paying tribute to Young Dolph.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%, 100%. There's no doubt about that.
If the Jazz go and win, then that's off the table.
Yeah, I don't think that the Jazz are gonna. I don't think they have it in their cards to win. But like, it would just make the whole sickness, COVID, flu narrative. It would just put a nice bow on it. It would put a great bow on it because it's a 20-year narrative. Like at the start of the pandemic, they released The Last Dance, the season where Jordan gets sick, in the same state, and Jerry Sloan dies. The original Mr. Bull. Like it's just too perfect. It's too perfect.
I think you know what it is. We need to see a lot more because they're gonna have a lot of more people die between now and the finals.
Yep.
So we're doing this pretty early because 3 months from now the NBA finals starts.
Yep.
So I think once we see the more people die in connection to whatever team, the Utah Jazz or the Memphis Grizzlies, we'll definitely have a better idea.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. And you'll see it you'll see it right at. It's always like they know like right at the end, like gotcha, and they'll just reveal it right at the end. You'll be like, shit, like it's gonna be some like hidden Jordan Riddle narrative, something right at the end that you're like, oh, that did happen to Jordan. Like I forgot about that. Like something simple because you got to remember who knocked Jordan out the playoffs when he came out and he came from retirement. Penny Hardaway, and he's coaching at Memphis right now.
This is what I mean, man.
Yeah, Penny Hardaway's in Memphis right now. He's the dude that Penny Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal is the one who knocked him out when he came back for the first time. So, we don't know what
And he was born in Memphis
storyline.
as well.
Who?
Penny Hardaway.
Oh yeah. He's from Memphis. Yeah, he's from Memphis.
He's 50.
He's from Memphis.
He's 50 years old.
Yep.
Like at the
But anyways, I'm
finals.
gonna let you go, brother.
All right, take care. Thanks a lot for the call, brother.
Oh, no problem, bro.
Yeah, Penny Hardaway has that 187 birthday. Coaching the Memphis Tigers. Because I remember last year what they did with the Bucks. They had the Milwaukee Bucks win the championship on Ray Allen's birthday, a day after he had a bicycle crash. So they'll probably do the same thing this year because they like to do that. They like to mock people by doing the same thing year after year, like how they did with the Super Bowl, having the home team win the Super Bowl in their own home stadium, and having the quarterback on their first season do it. Tom Brady and Matthew Stafford on their first season with the team go to the Super Bowl and win in their own stadium. What are the odds of that? Something that has never happened before. I think we covered pretty much everything. Whether it's Memphis or Utah, it won't kill you to put a bet on both of them. You want to parlay the Bulls with Memphis, and then another parlay with Bulls and Utah. Go right ahead if you have the money to do it. Sure. We just saw the odds, man. $200 can turn into $48,000 if they both come through. So, but I'm loving and thank you for that caller. That two great calls today, and I want to end it with that. I don't want allow Sheen to make messed up with any bad calls. Those two people that called, I appreciate you. That was great. I like what he mentioned about Young Dolph being from both cities, man. I mean, that's just what the hell. What are the odds of all that, man? And the guy his nickname is Paper Route Frank, and we started the video talking about Frank DeRozan, that is, who was DeMar DeRozan's father, who passed away last year, and how they synced up the NBA Finals 67 weeks after his death. And something that I was talking about with the caller was how Young Dolph's debut album was King of Memphis, which has the same gematria as Billy Donovan and Snooty Wild. He could have won 45 and 62. Paper Route Frank. What are the odds? Yeah, so I'll leave it there. Let's see what you guys say. Yeah, I think we can leave it there. Good luck, everybody, and let's see what happens from now to the NBA Finals, because I guarantee you people are going to be dropping dead in connection to the games. Let's see what city they're going to be syncing up. We just saw two big rappers die in connection to Memphis. They're not done. The Judge Water is not done. There's going to be more people dying in connection to the finals. We saw that with the Super Bowl, and we're going to see it with the NBA Finals. It happens every year. Yeah, DeMar DeRozan in his 13th season. How many seasons does John Morant has? Because that could be. Is this his second season? His third season. The 22-year-old can take the Memphis Grizzlies to the finals in the year 22. And this guy named Steven Adams. The NBA Finals is 48 days from his birthday. He's the center for the Grizzlies. He was born the 201st day of the year, July 20th. .48, like the NBA Finals is 48. Let's see. I mean, those are pretty much the two big players in that team, John Morant and Steven Adams. Everybody else is pretty much a role player. Well, not that Desmond. Where is it? Desmond Bain. Where is he at? They don't have a picture for him. This is a big time name. They had a big ritual with him on February 2nd. His name is 201 as well. So there's gonna be that X factor that everybody is expecting to not do nothing, and then he's hitting threes, unstoppable from 3 points. It's always one of those X factors that take the team to the next level. It's June 25th, 256. His birthday is 23 days. I don't need to. I could do that in my head. 23 days before the finals. All right, so good luck, everybody. If you missed the beginning of the presentation, you should watch it because we spoke about the death of DeMar DeRozan's father, who passed away at the age of 70 in 2021, and how we think the NBA Finals is synced up with DeMar DeRozan's dad and everything else we've talked about. So have a good one, and thanks you for the supports. And I'll leave a link in the comment section if you guys want daily sports picks. I only put out the championship stuff for free on YouTube. Only the championship stuff. The daily decodes and stuff like that, that's on the Patreon. So good luck, everybody. Thank you for watching.